just take a couple more breaths in and out through your nostrils. And then as you start to tune into your breathing, with the next inhale, maybe deepen that just a little bit. Let that breath open the chest, move down to the ribs, into the belly. And then exhale out of the belly, up through the ribs, and out through your chest. Doing that for a couple more rounds. And if you'd like, using the opportunity to set an intention this morning. I think as just this month and everything processes lately, it's also just a reminder to be gentle and kind to ourselves, right? So for me, that's just what I found myself thinking about this morning. It's just that reminder, no matter how busy or how chaotic the outside can get or can feel, always making it a point to be kind to ourselves and find what we're grateful for, even if it's just a little yoga practice in the morning. All right, so a couple more breaths, and then as you're ready, let's drop our chin down to our chest, starting to lengthen the back side of our neck. And then whenever you're ready, just rotating the neck side to side, starting to warm up the neck muscles here. Noticing how it feels from one side to the next. And also keeping your shoulders down. So noticing if you're already kind of scrunching up a little bit, just relaxing the shoulders, opening the collarbone, maybe drawing the shoulders back just a little bit, helping you to open a little bit more space. And if that feels all right, maybe try full rotation. So send the head back, side, front, back. Oh, side, back, other side. And a couple more times. Moving with the breath, seeing what already has space and what may be a little bit tight this morning. And the next time the chin meets the chest, rotating in the other direction. So again, maybe this side feels a little bit different than the other side. Maybe some muscles are a little bit tighter in this one or a little bit more open. All right, next time the chin meets the chest, let's keep it there for just a moment. Let's take an inhale up, bring the head up to neutral. We'll start by placing our hands on our side. Keep your left hand down on the ground as we inhale up the right arm. Extend that up, and then use that to drop over to your left ear, and then help that guide your head over to the right side. So a little bit more stretch in the neck, a little bit more stretch through the arms. Just opening here. Take a breath in. Notice if that creates any space, any openness for you. You can take an exhale. Maybe you're able to deepen that a little bit, or maybe just lengthen that stretch just a little bit more. And then as you're ready, keeping your head where it is, let's bring our right hand over to meet our right ear, and we'll use that to guide our head back to neutral. Placing the right hand down on the ground. We'll do that other side, so inhale up the left arm. Reach for the top first, and then drape that over to your right ear, and use that to guide your head over to the left side. So again, your right hand is on the ground to support you as you extend the stretch. Gentle neck opening here. Maybe feeling it through the neck, moving down to the upper arm, maybe down to your fingers. And again, as you breathe it in, see if there's any way to open just a little bit. Create some space. And then as you exhale, see if there's any way to deepen or lengthen. It's still early, we're still warming up. So it's where you are right now, that matters. And keeping your head where it is, let's bring our left hand back to meet our left ear and use that to guide our head back up to neutral. And let's start warming up the shoulders. Right, so rolling them back. Opening that up. Noticing how that's feeling for your collarbones, your chest, right? Is that giving you a little bit more space? And if you want to try just bigger, bigger arms as well, you can extend your arms out completely so that the forearms are also part of the stretch, right? Just opening it up. Maybe you're feeling your shoulder blades. Kind of open that up just a little bit. All right, and then whenever you're ready, let's bring them forward. So same motion, let's bring them forward. And maybe this time where you're feeling it a little bit more is in the front side, the upper arms. Maybe it's the shoulder blades again, a little bit more opening towards the bottom of your shoulder blades. To warm these up today. Just getting things moving, getting things warmed up. It's a little bit cooler outside today as well, so getting ourselves warmed and ready to go. All right, and then while our arms are here, let's use that to start pushing it out, right? So push out our arms, push out our hands. Working on our tapas practice, maybe we bring our hands forward, the side, whatever feels good for you, right? Getting the arms moving, getting the arms going, getting them aware and awake. A couple more breaths here. And a fun fact, so if you notice behind me in the corner, there's a hole in the wall. So my new adventure that I uncovered is that there's some really old pipes at my place. So it's definitely been a journey to process what that actually means. Then to really see how crumbled and awful they were. They've been here probably since the house was built in the early 1900s. So that's been a little bit of a learning experience for me. I actually got to crawl under the house a little bit to see what pipes actually look like underneath. So that's the new piece of my backdrop, if any of you noticed it there. All right, really good job, everyone. One more arm, one more press out. Let's just push it out. And then we're gonna turn our arms in. So we bring it in now. So we have our hands facing us and we'll just curl it in, right? So here, right, just a moment earlier, we're kind of pushing out what didn't work for us. Now we're just pulling in and really using what the universe has to give us to get what we might need today, right? So a little bit more love, a little bit more support, a little bit more kindness, whatever it is, let's just bring that into us. All right, really nice job. Let's extend those arms, wiggle those fingers for just a moment, and let's hug our arms in. So hug ourselves. Really nice job, everyone. Let's squeeze the shoulders, giving ourselves a little nice massage here, maybe working down the arms. So we got the arms going this morning, extend out again, and reverse. So whatever arm was on top earlier, bring it to the bottom. Let's hug our arms, massage our shoulders, massage the forearms coming on down, and then let's just shake out the wrists, right? Shake out the wrists, get the fingers moving as well, get it all warmed up. All right, so scoot back just a moment. From where you are, let's drop our hands down in front of us. And let's just reach, see if, keeping your seat muscles planted, just reach your hands forward wherever they fall. Right, and I'm gonna scoot back so it's a little bit easier to see. Yeah, keeping it here. And again, just pressing the fingers down and then really energetically using that to press away from the ground. So your fingers, your knuckles are pressed on the ground, and you energetically start to lengthen your arms. You can use your shoulders to go back just a little bit. And then start to inhale. And notice that there's a little bit opportunity to open up that chest, right? So as you inhale, bring the breath in. Maybe you untense that chest a little bit. If you exhale, maybe you're able to deepen your seat just a little bit more. As you inhale again, notice the back muscles. Is there a little bit more opening, a little bit more awareness happening here? And exhale, maybe deepen, lengthen again. We'll do it a couple more times together. So with your own pace, with your own breath, let's inhale. And pressing the arms away from the ground. This is what we normally do when we're in downward dog or any position where we're pressing off the ground, right? And energetically lengthening our arms here. Exhale again, deepen that stretch. So maybe you're able to extend those arms just a little bit more. And last one, let's inhale. And then exhale. And then with this opportunity, let's start to plant our hands on the ground as we find ourselves shifting up. to all fours. So coming up to your knees. And for those that want a little bit more support or cushion under your knees, you can either fold your mat in, so it's a double layer, or you can grab, a blanket or whatever you need to put under your knees for that additional support. And then whenever you're here on all fours, meeting here, into our cat-cows. So inhale up to cow, exhale, curl the cat. Doing this a few times. Continue our warm-up, starting to move our core, right, opening the ribs, back muscles. An opportunity to start engaging your core here, right? Really gentle here. Just keeping it close to you for that stability. Giving you this balance. All right, and then coming to neutral here. Sitting back for child's pose. Sitting back on our heels, bring our hips back, and keeping the hands planted on the ground in front of us, and extending those forward. So again, this is another opportunity to extend that arm, or extend your arms out, right? So pulling the shoulders back, really feeling that extension, maybe feeling it in your upper arm, the triceps. Taking a breath, filling the back with some air, some space, and exhale as you deepen it just a bit more. And then one more round, inhale, exhale. And then on your next inhale, we'll come on up. This time tucking in our toes, bring the hips back up, and find yourself into our first downward dog. So again, maybe you want to pedal out the feet, maybe bend one knee, stretch it out, alternate to the other side. Keeping your hands planted on the ground, it's your fingers and your knuckles. Right, keeping as little weight on our wrists. We don't want to injure the wrist. We're not trying to aggravate it by any way. So it's really using our hands and our fingers to push and support us as we stretch. Now, this is too much for some. You're welcome to come down on your knees as well, right? So you can alternate too. So having one knee on the ground, extend the other leg back. Alternate dropping that leg, extend the other knee back. So wherever you are. And then let's come to a downward dog for just a moment. So stay here. Take a breath or two, right? Energetically sending your hips towards the ceiling while also sending the heels of your feet down towards the ground. So notice how it's lengthening the legs, creating some space. Some early awareness here. All right, and whenever you're ready, let's walk our hands back. So gentle bend in the knees. We walk our hands back to meet our feet. And when you're here at the back of your mat, let's just hang out here for just a moment. Relax the neck, bring down your head, maybe be a rag doll here, and just sway side to side. Gentle inversion here. This feels good. Maybe you want to, if you want to bring hands to opposite elbows as well, you're welcome to do that. Get a sense of how things are feeling. We're starting to wake up the legs, wake up the feet. While we're looking at the feet, speaking of which, coming back to neutral, let's see if we can bring the toes off the mat. Right, so keeping our feet planted, bring our toes off the mat. Release, bring the toes back down to the mat. Let's try it one more time, right? So whenever you're ready, looking at your beautiful feet, let's raise our toes off our mat. See if you can spread your toes just a little bit while they're off the mat. All right, and then bring them back on the mat. With our hands while we're down here, let's bring them behind us, clasp our hands behind us, and let's bring those arms and extend where they feel good. Wherever they feel good for you, maybe this is an opportunity to also pull bring your shoulders back for just a little bit more opening. So using your arms to send them back, and notice how that might just help to open up the shoulders just a little bit. All right, and whenever you're ready, let's bring the arms back down, unclasp those hands, and then we'll bring our hands up to our shins for a halfway stand. So inhale up. Keeping our gaze on the ground as we send the top of our head to the wall in front of us. And exhale, coming back down, forward fold. We'll do this a couple more times. So notice here, maybe on the inside of your legs, you're feeling a little bit more awareness. Those muscles are waking up. So again, once more, we inhale halfway up. Hands maybe on our shins. And then just notice if that little bit of a movement helped to activate some of your leg muscles this morning. Right, the inner thighs, getting some action, getting some awareness. And exhale, coming down, release. We'll do it one more time. Gentle knees at the bend, or gentle bend at the knees, so we're not locking anything. And let's inhale halfway up, hands at the shins, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, you can bring them on the ground if that feels good for you as well. Just keep that extended here. All right, and exhale, forward fold. Coming down. So with the next inhale, whenever you're ready, we're going to gently roll on up, right? So coming on up, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to stand ourselves up. Full forward fold here. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Palms to touch. Exhale, bringing the hands down. I'm just going to bend my knees so it's easier to see. Let's do a couple more times. Inhale it up. Exhale, bring the palms to touch. Coming on down, open it to Tadasana. Taking a moment here to catch our breath and notice how things are feeling. We've been moving, we've been warming up from head to toe. So take a moment to check in. How's everything feeling? A little bit more openness, a little bit more awareness. All right, whenever you're ready, let's inhale the arms up. And this time with the arms up, we'll bring our left hand to grab the right wrist as we inhale it up first. And then exhale, leaning over to your left side for a full side opening here. And here you're feeling the arms, maybe you're opening the ribs up here. And if that's in your space and in your practice, maybe try to bring your gaze up just a little bit, bringing the top shoulder back just a little to help open things up. All right, coming back up to neutral, let's unclasp the left hand, bring the right hand over the left wrist. Inhale, arm up, and then exhale as you extend over to your right side. And full stretch, full side stretch opening here. Again, noticing here, maybe it's the shoulders that are opening with the face, the upper ribs, and that side stretch here. Maybe the hips are opening just a little bit. And then again, if it's good for you, maybe bring your gaze up just a little bit, maybe towards the ceiling. An opportunity to bring that top shoulder back just a little to open up some space here. So when you bring it back, maybe you feel opening in the front side of your upper ribs. All right, and then whenever you're ready, coming back to neutral, unclasp those hands. Let's wiggle those fingers while they're up there. Maybe do a full flickers of the fingers up there. All right, palms together, coming back down, and then opening to Tadasana. All right, so while we're here, let's lift our arms up once more. And this time we're gonna forward fold. So yogi's choice, swan dive. We're just bringing the hands gently down in front, coming down for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And again, notice here, as your feet are planted on the ground and maybe your hands are on the floor on your shins, just notice how that's activating the back leg, the inner thighs. Notice that those glutes and those thighs are just getting a little bit more warmer as we move. All right, exhale, forward fold. And bend at the knees as we start to walk our hands back towards the front of our mat. Finding ourselves in downward dog again. And take a couple breaths here. And notice how this downward dog feels now. Right, we've been moving, we're warmed up a little bit more. Sending the heels towards the ground, sending our hips up towards the ceiling. Planting our fingers and our knuckles on our mat as we energetically lengthen our arms and push them away. All right, and then on your next inhale, we'll shift forward to plank, or what we call a yogi's push-up position. Monitoring your breath. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the forehead. And for those that want a little bit of a challenge, we'll just keep it here for just a moment. For those that want to come down on your knees, you're welcome to do that as well. We'll just keep it here for 3, or 2, 1. All right, bring the knees, the chest, and the chin down on the mat. So lying on the mat completely. Your hands, let's place them next to your upper ribs as we prepare ourselves for a cobra, right? So we'll do 3 gentle cobras. So with the first one, your forehead is started on your mat. Your legs and your feet are gonna stay on the mat. And then whenever you're ready, as you inhale, maybe just bring the forehead, maybe the chin off the mat a couple inches. Right, so starting to warm up the back muscles here. A little bit more attention here as well. Exhale, coming down. On your next inhale, coming up for your second cobra. Then your hands are planted next to you to support you as you energetically push yourself up in a really gentle fashion, right? Second cobra, nothing big. Maybe bringing the shoulders back just a little bit this time. And exhale, coming down, forehead down to the mat. And getting yourself up to our third cobra. So wherever you are this morning, let's inhale up, bringing up to our third cobra. Maybe you feel yourself coming up a little bit more. Maybe the chest comes off the mat just a little bit more for this one. Maybe the lower back feels a little bit more of a stretch or an opening here. So unclench those leg muscles, unclench your seat muscles. And then on your exhale, coming on down, back to the mat, forehead on the mat. Let's move our hips side to side. Swing side to side on the hips. All right, and then on your next inhale, let's first plant our hands next to our ribs so we can help push ourselves back up. Coming this time onto all fours. And then from here, let's bring up our left foot. So I'm facing you. So bring up your your right foot, just placing it off to the side, right? So it could be a 45-degree if that feels good for you. Otherwise, adjust your foot to whatever position feels good for you. And then we can start to sway and move forward and back, opening the hips. Opening the hips, moving with your breath. And if this feels good for you, you're welcome to bring up the hands up to your hips and try this one. Right, maybe this feels good for you. Just opening up the hips, keeping it here. And if this one feels good too, let's bring up the arms and bring them overhead. Right, so here's an opportunity as well. Engage your core. Just hold it in. Bring the shoulders down, relax the jaw. Do this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice job. All right, let's come back down the way we came up. So hands at the hips, then in the ground. We'll bring that right foot back, and then we'll move to the other side. So your left foot comes out again. 45-degree if that feels okay for you. Otherwise, position your leg and your foot in the spot that makes this movement feel the most comfortable for you, right? So just like we started on the other side, just starting to open this hip, forward to back, forward to back. Maybe this side feels a little bit different. Okay, warming that up. And then again, if this feels okay, maybe you want to try that second variation where you're just coming up. All right, so hands to hip. There's a little bit more movement here for you if this feels good. Again, bringing the shoulders down, relaxing the forehead, engaging the core here, right? Giving you that support, that stability, that balance. And if this feels good, let's inhale the arms up. We'll keep it up here. Really nice job, everyone. Keeping this moving, keeping these warm. And we'll stay here together. We'll do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice job. All right, coming down the way that we came up. So hands to hips first, gentle bend, and then placing the hands on the ground. And this time, we'll bring the knee down, use our hands to support off the ground, and then walk our feet back to a downward dog. Right, so working our feet back to a downward dog again. This time we'll move through a vinyasa. So shifting forward to plank again. Always an option to bring your knees down if this is going to be too much. For a vinyasa, we could do our knees, chest, and then chin, making sure our hands are placed next to our sides as we inhale up for a cobra. Right, so using our hands to push off the ground, bringing our upper body up. Just feel that opening here. Exhale, coming on down. Tuck in our toes behind us as we then inhale, and we press ourselves back up to a downward dog. Right. We'll do this once more, moving through a vinyasa. So whenever you're ready, we'll inhale forward to the plank. For those that want to drop your knees and come down for a little bit more support, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, coming down forward, maybe for chaturanga this time, and then turning up for either cobra or upward dog, and then just inhaling it here, right? So for upward dog, your thighs are off the ground. Notice your shoulders, so make sure that they're not past your wrists. We want to make sure they're supported. And then as you're ready, inhale, coming back to downward dog. Really nice work, everyone. All right, on your next inhale, let's bring up the right leg behind us. Let's bend that knee and let's rotate that ankle. All right, so rotating your right ankle, then rotating on the other side as well. And if this feels good, maybe you want to open up that knee. Allows you to open up the hips just a little bit. If that feels okay. So your hands are planted to support you. If this is too much, come on down to your left knee so you can open up the right side. All right. Definitely have different variations, whatever you need to support your practice. All right, coming back, so bring the right leg back, lengthen that, bring it to the floor, and then we'll inhale the left side. Same thing. So bend that left knee, let's rotate the left ankle. Again, if this is too much, always welcome to bring your right knee down to support you here. And then rotate the other direction. Rotate your left ankle in the other direction. All right, and this is okay. Maybe try to bring the left knee back and open. So your hips are there. Open to the side. Right, and then coming back, straightening that left leg. Bring the left foot down. Let's bring our knees down. And let's step back for child's pose. Here. Just drop the forehead to the ground if that feels good. Maybe turn up the palms. And just take a couple breaths in and out. Filling the back with some space, some openness. Exhale, letting it out. And one more cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Now turning the palms down back to the mat. As we inhale up to all fours again. Tucking the toes. We've got the downward dog here. Now whenever you're ready, we'll inhale the right leg up to come between or to come in the middle of our hands in front of the mat. Right, so if you need to move your foot a couple of times to bring it there, then that's fine, right? So if when you first bring your foot up and it just comes up to part way, you can use your hand to support that foot to come all the way up, right? So to each our own practice, whatever you need. All right, so as you're here, let's take a moment to check on our hips, right? So for the leg that's in front, let's check on that hip on the side, right? If that's standing out too much and that's standing out too much, let's take a moment to bring it in so that it lines up with the other hip. And if we're good here, let's check on the weight of our feet. So making sure we have balance in the forward foot as well as the foot behind us. That back ankle is turned up. And if this feels good for you, Let's bring our arms to our sides. Right, so kind of gentle flying here. If this is too much, there's always the variation to bring the knee down to support us here. Right, so what you like in this pose, whether you're on your knee or off your knee, there are a few areas that you can focus on. So besides bringing that hip in to make sure the hips are balanced and lined up, with that extended leg, it's slightly turned inwards. So there's an extending of the back muscles for your back leg happening. It's engaging here. At the same time with your arms, your fingers are reaching the wall behind you. So they're actively working without really moving that much. Shoulders are pulled away from the ears. Relax the forehead, relax the jaw. All right, and whenever you're ready, let's bring our hands to the forward knee. Keep them out here. Let's inhale up and take a moment to check on our stance here. Right, if this is too much, maybe we adjust a little bit. So maybe we bring that back foot open just a little bit more. So there's a little bit more space between the legs. If we need to adjust the stance so it comes up a little bit more or a little bit more back, let's take a moment to do that. And if that feels good, maybe try bringing the hands on your hips. So as you do that, taking a moment to check your core and how it's stacked up, right? So having the shoulders stacked with the ribs, stacked with your hips. If that's all lined up and checked out, bring the shoulders down. Let's inhale the arms up, overhead. For a lunge here. High lunge here, again, just taking a moment. We're gonna hold it here for just a few seconds. But as you do this, right, opportunity to check in, make sure the knee is stacked with the ankle and it's not beyond the ankle. Keeping your hips lined up, keeping yourself stacked. Engaging the core for that support as you remember to breathe. All right, really nice job, everyone. So we'll come back down as actually, so stay here. Let's open it up to warrior two. Right, so coming from here, that back foot, you bring that back ankle down to the ground as you open up your arms here. Let's straighten up that front leg. So we prepare ourselves for triangles. Let's reach the fingers forward. And then wherever you are, exhale as you drop the hand down. That's to your shin, to your ankle, or even to the floor, whatever feels good for you. Find to keep a gentle bend in the knee, right? There's no locking happening. Just open it up here. Bring the top shoulder back behind us. Let's see how that feels for just a moment. All right, so we can stay here. Or for those that want a little bit more of a challenge, we'll bend our front leg. We'll place the front hand on the ground, maybe a foot in front of us, as we come up for a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a stand. If this feels okay. If not, stay where you are. You can even just keep the hand down on the floor and work on lengthening that back leg. All right, so wherever you are today, wherever yogi is, that is your practice today. Just a little bit of a challenge. And then whenever you're ready, let's bend that knee as it helps us gently come back and land our back leg. And inhale up. And again, straighten the front leg. And extend out again, fingers forward. And coming down again for our second trikonasana, our second triangle. Looking here to see if there's any difference with this one compared to the first one. Maybe the forward leg feels a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more flexible. All right, let's inhale it up. Bending the forward leg. Let's reverse warrior. So dropping the arm behind us. Bringing that top arm up over. Opening the ribs here. All right, whenever you're ready, just cartwheeling up or cartwheeling your hands down back to the mat. Turn up that heel behind you as you plant your hands on the mat to support you as you bring your right foot back to meet your left. Bringing next to our push-up position, and we'll move through our vinyasa, right? Yogi's choice, whichever variation you want to do. So coming down, chaturanga, perhaps. Inhaling back up, maybe to upward dog or to cobra. And inhaling, pushing back down, pushing back to your downward dog. Take a moment here, taking a couple breaths. Keeping a soft bend at the knees, right? Maybe that'll help extend the arms back just a little bit. All right, whenever you're ready, yogis, keep your hands on the ground. We'll bring the left foot up. Send that left foot up. And again, maybe if it doesn't come out the first time, we use the hand to help it come up, right? So it lines up with our hands. And then if this feels okay, making sure the weight is distributed between our front foot and our back foot, like the back heel is turned up. Bring our arms to our sides. And again, if this is too much, there's always a variation to bring the knee down and bring the arms back. So yogi's choice, whichever one feels good for you. And reposition myself so it's easier to see. All right. So yogi's choice, arms to the side. In a moment here. This feels okay. Maybe start to bring the hand, the knee, or the leg in front. Using this as an opportunity to help bring ourselves up. Ever so slowly, checking the balance. And while we're up here, take a moment to check the stance. Maybe we need to open up just a little bit more, by creating a little bit more space between the legs. Bring ourselves some balance. Checking in with the hips, they're lined up. And then scanning to make ourselves, to bring it up all the way, right? So hips are lined up, ribs are stacked over the hips. Shoulders are over the ribs and the hips. If this feels good, we inhale the arms up. Inhale the arms up. Relax the jaw. Bring the shoulders down away from the ears. And extend the fingers up towards the ceiling. Engage the core. Bring this in just a little. And notice how this might even help you get a little bit more balance, stability. Maybe finding a spot in the wall in front of you or the space in front of you to help with the balance just a little bit. All right, and from here, we'll open it up to warrior two. So dropping that back heel. Let's first bend the front knee, then the arms. And we'll straighten that front knee, straighten that left knee. Then exhale, reach. Left fingers towards the wall. Dropping our hands and bring the right hand, right arm up towards the ceiling. So keeping it here. Breathe it in. Maybe bring the top shoulder back just a little bit for a little bit of resting. And just like we said, if this feels good, welcome to stay here. Want to try a little bit more of a challenge this morning. Bend that knee. Bring that front hand in front of the left foot. And then gradually for ourselves to come off of the back leg. So, if you want to stay here, you're welcome to do this too. Otherwise, let's bring the left hand in front. Slide just a little bit. Notice how much open it here. Right, left support you. And whenever you're ready, whenever you want to pivot it, gentle bend of the left knee. As you help yourself come back down, land on that back leg. And then coming up to warrior two. We'll straighten up that front leg again. Reach forward, left hands. Exhale again, back forward, triangle. And see if this side feels different, or this second triangle on this side feels different. Maybe there's a little bit more openness happening here. All right, and then we inhale it up, coming back to warrior two. And again here, as we're here, taking a quick moment to check on our stance, right? If we need to just rebalance a little bit, shuffle the feet a little bit, let's take a moment to do that. And then whenever you're ready, we drop the right hand behind us and inhale up the left arm for reverse warrior. All right, so opening the sides here, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the forehead. And whenever you're ready, we'll cartwheel the hands down. Bring the hands on either side of the left foot. We'll turn that back right ankle up off the ground as we plant our hands on our mat. Bring our left foot back to meet our right foot. And again here, yogi's choice for the vinyasa. Whenever you're ready, we'll move through. So if you want to bring knees, chin to chest, coming on down your cobra, you're welcome to do that. So then inhale it up to cobra, or else coming up to upward dog. And then exhaling, turning the feet in to push ourselves back to downward dog. Right, so taking a breath here. Take a moment to check in. Next, let's bring our knees down to the mat, and we'll sit back for a child's pose. Right, so let's just do that. We've been moving. Feels warm. Just take a moment to come in child's pose. Take a couple breaths in and out. Great. So when you're ready, we'll inhale it back up to all fours. And this time we'll drop our hips down to the floor. So we'll bring ourselves into a seated position here. Bring our legs out in front of us. And an opportunity for those that want to cushion or to add something underneath. Feel free to do that now. Take a blanket or have nothing. Yogi's choice. All right, legs in front of us extended. Let's open up the arms. Inhale them up. Palms touch. Exhale forward. And let's just bring the hands down right now. Open up to Tadasana while we're seated. And once more, inhale it up. And this time as we do this, we'll exhale. We'll just forward fold, right? So folding at your hip instead of curling the back. So you don't even have to go down all the way, right? So to reposition myself so you see. Inhale it up. Just folding up the hips. And wherever you land, right? Wherever your hands land, that's where your support is. So keeping the spine long, keeping it tall. If this is where you are, then this is where we are today. Right, so what you're feeling here is the back side of your legs extending just a little bit. Extending the ribs, opening the space. All right, once more, let's put the arms up. And then we'll do it a second time. Forward fold. And see if this one feels any different. Maybe you can fold this a little bit more. Maybe your hands land maybe closer to your ankles this time. Wherever they fall, that's where we are today. All right, let's roll it on up, sitting tall. And this time let's bend our, let's bend your right leg in. Right foot bend it in, the inside of your right foot touches the inside of your left leg. Inhale the arms up again. Same thing, forward fold, exhale. And notice how different this one feels. Right, with the right leg folded in, maybe you're feeling a little bit more activation happening on your left leg, specifically on the bottom or underneath, right, that hamstring. So keeping your spine long, keeping it tall. Breathing it in here. Curling it up, let's bring the arms back up. Let's inhale the arms up. And we'll do this a second time as well. So forward fold, exhale. Wherever your hands meet your leg or your toes. And just keep it here for just a moment as you notice the stretch happening with your hamstrings. Maybe behind the knees just a little bit. Just a reminder, we're not locking the knees at all, so keeping it gentle, a small bend here. All right, let's roll it on up. And this time, let's bring up the right knee. Let's bring the right foot to the outside of the left leg. And if this feels okay, we'll just hug this knee. For others that want a different variation, we can bend the bottom leg as well. So leaning over to your left side, that'll help us tuck in, bend in our left leg here. And if this feels good, then let's hug the knee. Third variation is to bring your right hand behind you. So we inhale at the left arm. And then bring that left elbow to the outside of your right leg or that right knee for a spinal twist here. So if you spinal twist, inhale up to lengthen that spine and twist from your core, from the spine here, so that once this moves, it'll help move the shoulders as well, right? It's not about moving the shoulders first and having the spine follow, but really rotating, twisting the spine, and then your shoulder will follow. And if this isn't where you are today, we can always have the front arm just wrap around that knee. So we'll stay here for a breath. As we inhale, maybe we can extend just a little bit taller. As we exhale, maybe we can twist a little bit, or maybe we can just deepen where we are. And then whenever you're ready to come out of it, just untwist. Bring your hands to your left side to help us straighten that bottom leg. So straighten out that left leg, bring the right foot back over, extend the right leg out, and we'll bend in that left knee, that left leg. So bend the knee, bring in the foot. We inhale the arms up. And then we exhale, forward fold here. Again, this is the first one. So wherever your hands land, that's where they land right now. Just a reminder, bending at the hips, keeping our spine long and tall. And noticing how it's starting, this stretch is starting to activate the bottom hamstring muscles. All right, we'll do it once more. So rolling back up, bringing the arms up. Inhale, and as we exhale, forward fold. Right leg is still extended in front of us. Maybe this time there's a different stretch you're feeling, right? Maybe it's more of the hamstring still, but maybe your arms come up just a little bit more, or maybe your hands just where they are. All right, so rolling it up here, spinal, spine, spine, and sitting tall. And then just like we did, so let's bring up that left knee. All right, let's bring that left foot to the outside of our right leg. And if this is good for some folks, you keep it here. For others that want to take a variation, let's bring our hands to the right side to help bend that right leg behind below us. We'll put it in here. And we'll keep it here, right? This is good for others. Let's keep it here. But for those that want the third variation, we can bring our left hand behind us. Inhale up that right arm, and then bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee as we extend our spine, and then exhale for a twist. So again, a reminder here, twisting from the spine, which will then help the shoulders move, rather than twisting from the shoulders, just move, right? So moving here, keeping it here. And again, if this is too much, you always have the option to just wrap your hand around, or wrap your arm around your knee. Just keep it here. Maybe taking a breath in. Maybe that helps you create some space. Maybe some length. And then as you exhale, just notice how maybe this allows you to help twist or deepen your stretch just a little bit more. Right, and whenever you're ready, we'll come out of it. So untwisting the spine, looking forward, bringing our hands over to our right side to help straighten out that right leg behind us or below us. Bring the left foot back over. And this time let's bend both knees so that the bottom of our feet meet each other. Right, so let's sit tall, extend the spine, and then we'll sit forward for a butterfly. Right, so here, opportunity to use your elbows to help bring the knees down just a little bit if that helps. Notice your shoulders that are creeping up towards your ears. Use that as an opportunity to bring them down to open up the chest and the collarbone. We'll keep it here for just a moment. As you inhale, so you can create some space.
Hey!
Spine.
Listen to
You're able to deepen that just a bit more.
Mổ yeah, chị Nhi đi
All right, and then I think
chị Nhi đi xề mổ yeah.
And Mom, I think you need to go on mute. All right, inhale, coming on up. Then we'll bring our knees, come to a close, and let's find ourselves on our back. So let's scooch up and roll ourselves down. So maybe you want to put your hands down on the mat. That'll help you come down. Slowly bring your back on the mat. And while we're here, to start off, let's just take a full body stretch. Let's inhale your arms up, overhead, and just get a really nice stretch here. All right, so bring the arms to our sides. So we can either extend to airplane, to bring the hands to the side, they should reach the floor. And let's have our fingers just press on the floor. Really small movement here, but energetically help us to lengthen our arms. Right, so just notice that small activation happening, and then release your fingers back on the ground so your arms come to the ground. All right, so let's inhale and hug in our right knee. Shoulders are on the ground. And let's hug in our left knee as well. Let's wrap both arms around our legs. Give ourselves a nice little hug here. And as we release our head back on the ground, we bring the left foot down on the mat. Cross the right ankle so the right ankle lands on top of the left knee. And we'll get ready to do our pigeon. So from here, we'll thread our right hand through the legs, clasp the hands onto the left shin, and hug it in for our first pigeon. So here you're feeling the glute stretch here on your right side, getting some opening here, shoulders on the mat. Okay, whenever you're ready, release our hands, bringing the left foot down on the mat and unhooking that right ankle, putting the right foot on the mat, and we'll switch sides. So bringing the left ankle over to the right knee. We'll thread the needle with our left hand through the hole, and that's where our hands will meet and clasp right over our right shin. So you can keep the shoulders on the mat, hugging it in. And just take a breath here. All right, and as you're ready, we'll unclasp the hands, bring the right foot down on the ground, and let's extend the left leg down. So we'll extend and straighten the left leg down. The right knee is still bent, so let's hug in the right knee. And this time we'll have the left hand on the right knee as we extend our right arm out to the side. And moving over to our spinal twist. So bringing the left hand, guiding the right knee over to your left side. So do spinal twist here. Your right shoulder's on the mat. Right arm is extended, and your gaze is looking past your right fingers. All right. This feels good. So coming out of it. So bringing the right knee back, coming on our backs, extend the right leg straight. Inhale that left knee in. So you're going to extend the left arm out. And then use your right hand to guide the left knee over to your right side. Gentle spinal twist again with your gaze, looking past your left fingers on your left side. Left shoulders on the mat as well. All right, whenever you're ready, coming on out of it. So untwist here. Let's hug both knees in again. Gentle squeeze, wrap our arms around. And then as we release, extending our legs out, extending the arms to our sides. If there's any final movement you want to do in today's class, go ahead and take a moment to do that. Otherwise, for those that are ready, we'll come into our final pose of Savasana. So keeping your hands to your sides. Whatever you need, maybe grab a blanket, some additional support, whatever it is. And then whenever you're ready, we'll start to relax the forehead, relax the eyes, your jaw, relax the neck, your chest, the shoulders, relax your back, relax the arms, the elbows, relax the wrists, relax your hands and your fingers, and relax the belly, your hips, relax the thighs, the knees, relax the calves, the ankles, relax your feet, relax your toes, just completely relax. Start to deepen your breath. Deepening a little bit more awareness. So you inhale through your nose. Letting the air move through, maybe noticing how it's now moving through the chest. And then you let it exhale, coming on out. Take another inhale, maybe this time allowing the air to move through the chest, maybe the ribs, maybe down to the belly just a little bit. And then full exhale, maybe through the mouth. The next breath, let's take a full breath in. Let's extend our arms out, maybe up overhead. Full body stretch here, really nice. Pedal out the feet, maybe rotate the wrists, wiggle the fingers, whatever feels good. Then exhale, letting that out. And then taking a moment, bringing the arms back to your sides. And then as you're ready, maybe rolling over to your right side. Keeping your gaze closed, or keeping your eyes closed, your gaze soft. And take a moment here, check in. And whenever you're ready, let's planting our hands on the ground to help ourselves like press up. Coming on up back to a seated position. And then here, keeping your gaze soft again, or keeping the eyes closed still. Take a breath in. Exhale through the mouth. On the next inhale, let's reach the arms up overhead. Palms to touch. Exhale, so we bring the palms down, thumb grazing the chest ever so slightly. Take a moment here to think about how we started the class, right? If we set an intention, maybe you find yourself meeting that intention. You know, if we need a little bit of kindness to ourselves, we gave that to ourselves by giving us our practice this morning, right? Showing up, moving as you needed to move this morning. All right, once more, let's inhale the arms up overhead. Palms to touch. We exhale, bring the hands down. Thumb to the chest. For the second one, maybe taking a moment to see if if there's anything we can offer out to the universe, right? If it's a smile, a gentle hello, whatever we have that's in our capacity today. Last one, let's inhale, arms up. Palms to touch. Exhale, breathing on down. And this time, when your thumb grazes your chest, let's bring the chin down ever so gently. Being so grateful to be able to share this practice with you. As you wrap up another month together, virtual, it's so nice just to see your faces every Friday. So may the light in me see the light in you. Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you again. Always great for us to show up and for me to see our community. For those that were wondering what my mom said just a moment ago, this is the perfect segue. So it was Cantonese. She was actually saying, I'm cooking breakfast. So if you haven't already, maybe you've worked up an appetite in this practice and you're ready to grab a bite or grab a snack or something, whatever you need this morning. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all next week, same time, same place.
Thank you. Good
Take
work.
care, everyone.
Can I just, Diana, can
Yeah.
I say something to Cafe? Cafe, I don't have a phone. I'm going to send you an email. Will you be able to look at it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy.
See you later, Sandra.
Okay.
Take care, everyone.